Dopey by Anne Harth. Jason raced to the car after school. Dad, I'm in the school play. Great. What's the play? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Let me guess. You're the king. Nope. The prince. Nope. Give up. I give up. I'm Dopey. Dopey, huh? That's pretty important part. I have to do a dance by myself. I'm going to be the best Dopey ever. Good for you. The second graders had play practice every day. The show was only 3 weeks away. Jason learned his dance quickly. He kicked his legs and jumped 3 times. He spun in a circle and touched the floor. He clapped his hands and jumped again. Then everyone came out and bowed. Jason practiced at lunchtime. He practiced before bed. He practiced at school and at home. He even practiced at swim lessons. It was the day before the show, and Jason was ready. He practiced one more time before he went to bed. Dad tucked him in. Ready for tomorrow? Jason nodded. Will there be lots of people? Dad pulled up the blanket. I don't know. Maybe. Jason snuggled into the covers. I hope there won't be too many. Dad turned off the light. Don't worry, you'll be fine. It was almost time for the show to start. Jason peeked through the curtains. The lights in the auditorium were still on. He could see his father in the front row. The room was filled with people. They were watching the stage. Jason's stomach felt funny. He wiped his hands on his baggy Dopey pants. He could feel his heart beating. Could he dance in front of all these people? The show started. The dwarves walked out on stage. Jason went with them. Snow White ate the poisoned apple and fell asleep. The prince woke her up. The show was almost over. It was time for Dopey's dance. Everyone left the stage except Jason. He looked into the crowd. His dad smiled and waved. There were so many people. Jason couldn't move. He stared at the audience, and they stared at him. His legs wobbled, and his stomach hurt. Suddenly, someone turned on a spotlight. Jason blinked. He looked at the audience again. He couldn't see them. The stage was as bright as a sunny day. The audience was in darkness. It seemed like they had disappeared. Jason closed his eyes for a second, and the music started, and so did Jason's feet. He kicked his legs and jumped 3 times. He spun in a circle and touched the floor. He clapped his hands and jumped again. The spotlight went out, and Jason could see the audience. They were clapping. His dad stood up. Other people did too. The rest of the class came onto the stage. They held their hands and took a bow. Dad found Jason after the show. He gave him a hug. You were right, he said. Right about what? Said Jason. You were the best Dopey ever. The author of this story probably feels that performing in front of others is what? The author probably thinks that performing in front of others is kind of nerve-wracking at first, but then Jason was able to overcome his fear. And then, how do you think the author feels about practicing before performance? I think the author thinks it's really important to practice before performance.